Hi there, and welcome to Teacher's Perspective. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about routines, why they're important, and how it can help your child to establish some form of routine at home. Now, if you cast your mind back to being in school yourself, you may remember that coming in on a morning, you would usually be given some kind of morning start or morning task to get on with by your teacher. And this is very much like the way it is now. And there are a few reasons why teachers try and ensure that routines happen. And as I say, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a good understanding of how you might be able to implement something similar at home, just to really improve the life for your child. So one of the main reasons why we have a routine is so that children can settle into the day. If they feel as though things are going to be a little bit different, or they're not sure what to expect each day that they come in to school or come into the classroom, children can feel quite sort of anxious, worried, and really quite unsure of what they're supposed to do. So having some routine that happens frequently, almost every day, is really good just for setting the children in. They know what to expect and they can come in and start getting on with it straight away. This really helps to save time, that you're not trying to instruct the children what to do. They can just go and get on with it. And also, as I say, to really bring their mood into a place where they're more able to access the learning. Another reason why we really make sure to have a solid routine in school is for what I just mentioned about the time. Time is always of the essence with teaching, and it's really important that we use our time as efficiently as possible so that we can cover all of the curriculum and cover all the things that we're trying to teach the children in class. Now, if there's a routine already in place, the children can just come in and get started right away. We're not spending any of our time as teachers trying to instruct them on exactly what it is that they've got to do. They can immediately start practicing their times tables, practicing their weekly spellings, completing some of the work that they had from the day before, or whatever it is that is the usual task for that classroom. And it really varies depending on the teacher. Some teachers are maybe more open to the idea of group work, paired work on a morning. Others would rather the children come in and start maintaining focus, maybe with a bit of quiet time, or time to themselves to really prepare themselves for their learning. It's also a really good opportunity, if children are working, it's a good opportunity for the teacher to start getting their things organised for the day. Now, teachers do arrive at school before the children and start to prepare resources, prepare lessons and things like that. But at least if the children are working, you can make sure you've got the register sorted, which is extremely important, making sure you know who's in school, tracking absences and things like that. But also, it's really good just for getting the first lesson sorted, getting the things that you need so that you can deliver the best lesson possible for the children. As well as that, part of our role as teachers is to safeguard the children and to check that everything is okay with them. And being on the door, being ready to welcome the children in, you have the opportunity to speak to them and to see them. You know, is there anything you notice that's a bit different about them this morning? Perhaps they've come in where usually they would be bright and cheery and very sociable. They've come in and they're a little bit quiet. Perhaps there's something you need to investigate there and find out what's wrong. Maybe they've had a bit of a troubled morning, and you have that opportunity to then bring them into the day in a much more positive way, which is really important as a teacher. And obviously, if you start noticing trends where you see that there is perhaps something happening on a weekly basis, on a certain day, this child always seems to have a different mood as they come into school, then that's something you can speak to their parents about, or a caregiver, whoever is at home, to try and solve that problem for them. And something that I'd alluded to already is that a routine really does help a child sort of regulate their emotions and understand how they should be feeling. When children have uncertainty, they do not react well to it. That is almost across the board. I've rarely come across a child that thrives with uncertainty and a lack of structure. Generally, all children do prefer having structure so that they know where the boundaries are and they know what to expect. So in regards to how this might be able to help you at home, try your best to make sure that there are some routines in place. You know, it might be the case that when they wake up, they go to the bathroom to get themselves ready. They then come and get their breakfast. They then go and get their clothes and get whatever they need for the day. Maybe that's the routine, and then try and make sure to have it as happening all the time, basically, so that they can practice it again and again and again, so that it becomes second nature to them. And I think you'll be really surprised at the difference it can make just to their expectations of their behaviour and also how they feel. You know, they're not worried about, are we going to be late for school, or what do I have to do next? And it gives them a little bit of independence as well, you know, where they get to rely on this routine that you offer them. So really that's it. Now, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them, so please leave them in the comments. We also have our Instagram page, which is now up and running, and our TikTok, which is both teacher perspective, or one teacher's perspective for TikTok. And here we just post the shortened version of these videos, as well as some smaller sort of slides, just making the articles a little bit more digestible if you don't have the time to read them, which is of course on our website, teachersperspective.com. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll speak to you next time.